historien hadde bodd overnaturlige vesen side om side med det skandinaviske folk. De kan ikke merke seg menneskelige sanser om ikke de velger det selv. Usynlige har de hjulpet på gårder, hjulpet søyer på villspor å finne veien hjem, gitt assistanse ved kalving, ved harde vintre eller ved skogbranner. I retur har de fått noe av gårdens korn og melk. Vesen har fylt engene med blomster, vist mennesker veien til bortgjemte vann som kan vise dem glimt av fremtiden, og hvisket drømmer inn i ørene til dem som sover.
Hello and welcome to Vaesen, where we're totally not going to be discussing Wilde's facial hair anymore. We will instead be playing a horror RPG while Eva takes a moment to fix our captions on screen. We'll go around and let people briefly introduce themselves and give us like a tiny blurb of who you're playing today. And we'll start with Baker.
Hi, my name's Baker. I'm playing Astrid. I tell everyone everything that I apparently should keep secret.
That is accurate. Yeah, that is a good blurb for Astrid. Thank you. Wilde.
Yes, hello. I'm Wilde. Here. I am playing Fredrik, the essential guardian of Lana.
Sure, that's a word.
Let's call it that.
Let's call it that. Mikyl.
Hi, I'm Mikyl. I'll be playing Komrik, and he is just a vagabond soldier down on his luck.
I mean, you have a roof and a place to stay and kind of friends.
Yeah.
Now-ish.
I'm doing well now.
Yeah, definite progress. Kappa.
Hello, I'm Kappa. I'll be playing Rollo, Rollo Liftwick. And little thing about him, he's too old for this. Way too old.
That is also accurate.
Not going to be able to get out of that hammock.
Oh no. Poor you. Lana, our guest star for today.
Hi, my name is Lana, and I thought I was going to keep it a secret, but it's actually on the overlay, so I am Leelo, and what that means, they'll find out.
Also accurate. Eva, are you ready for us?
I think I fixed them. Hello, I'm Eva. I will be playing Fredrik's ward, Linnea the Younger, who is probably unaware of the danger that they're all sailing into. I think she's having a good old time so far, even if everyone's a bit odd. Does anyone else hear birds?
I don't know what you mean when it comes to danger. Everything is perfectly fine.
I heard the birds.
Yeah. I believe someone was doing a recap.
I believe that was me. Oh, it is. It is Fredrik.
I think it was Fredrik because he did a lot of skulking.
That's true.
Mm.
You can do it next week if you're eager. I'll just write you down for next week.
So, I guess on our way to Ösel, Rollo decided to inform the group of the letter he had received from his cousin Hugo. Apparently, they suspect their son Edward of being possessed by some demon. It's obviously just some impetuous child with his wife going through hysterics, but whatever. On the way there, we stopped by the port town, where I was able to find out that Astrid had seen Linnea getting into trouble. I mean, I heard this from afar, but that's how I get most of my information. Now, it is up to me to search for some, I don't know, I call it caverns, ditches, something, holes around in the area that I need to protect Linnea from, because she will inadvertently, of course, seek those out and force herself into danger. It's fine. I'll deal with it. On the boat ride over, Astrid and Komrik had a repertoire, some conversation in which I guess they both saw something very disturbing, prompting Astrid to tell us to keep Komrik down, and Astrid bolting up to see what was going on. Obviously nothing was going on, it's just a boat ride. But with Linnea's with Linnea's permission, I was able to show Komrik that I am not a joke, and he was forced to stay in his position until I will let him go. He now knows that I am exactly who I say I am, and that is that. I don't believe anything else of importance happened, because I don't remember it, so yes.
That's how that goes. If you don't remember it, it wasn't interesting.
Indeed.
You were all enjoying the comforts that can only be provided by a boat that isn't meant for passengers. Fredrik, being the true servant/gentleman that he is, made sure Linnea had the least disgusting hammock. The rest of you were left to fend for yourselves. This boat ride is several days. I will put you briefly back on the world map in Roll20 and line, which is going to be terribly crooked. We'll go roughly from here to here. Nice dark purple line. That is your trip. So it's gonna be a little bit. Not all of you managed to get an advantage yet. So my question to you is there anything any of you still want to accomplish or talk to people while you'll still have travel time? Bearing in mind, this is a small vessel and everyone can fucking hear you.
I would like to shoot the seagulls, please.
Just pointing it out for no particular reason. You're gonna shoot seals?
Seagulls.
Seagulls. Oh, good. I was worried. I mean, sure, get the flying rats. Describe to me what this looks like.
I think that Linnea wouldn't make too many bones about it. I mean, I'm gonna find the captain's been sort of like not around, right? So
he's been running the ship. He's not dealing with passengers.
We're dealing with the quartermaster, I think.
Yes, because he's all about the money.
I am going to hunt him down. No.
Like literally with your gun? Are you shouting run before you do it?
I feel like if it's not a very large ship boat, so like the sport in that isn't very good. No, I would like to ask first before I start shooting anything because I don't want to alarm anyone unnecessarily, any crew unnecessarily. Is here.
You're allowed to shoot seagulls. Okay. Don't shoot anything you see moving in the water. Don't shoot at people, just in general.
No.
I like how that comes third.
I mean, considering the scuffle the first evening, people are already giving you like a little bit of a wider berth as far as it's possible here. But honestly, yes, they would rather you shoot a sailor than shoot something in the water. For reasons. And yeah, no. Don't do it all day and all night. Reasonable hours.
I'm not overly confident in my nighttime seagull shooting abilities anyway. So, how many seagulls are there at night anyway? Yes. So,
Depends. Do you leave any bread out? Because then they're
That's
everywhere.
fair. So I only want to be shooting at airborne ones. Specifically.
Okay. Oh, also don't hit anything that isn't a seagull even though it's flying, because if you shoot an
Oh yeah,
albatross,
no.
that is bad.
No, thank you.
You know that poem?
Which you can sing to the Gilligan's Island theme song. You're welcome.
I know neither, and I live in blissful ignorance.
Yes. So what would you like me to do? I'm going to practice on my aim of moving targets. Because I feel like mostly it's been stationary in my...
Okay. So would you say... I would say... ranged combat bonus as an advantage. Sounds like it makes the most sense. Take a +2 on
That
ranged
makes sense
combat.
to me. And then I add precision, right? No. Oh God. Yes. I can't count.
If you're actually firing on something, yes, but the +2 is just a bonus to when you roll precision for ranged combat.
That's the +2 adding my revolver.
Because you're shooting seagulls, you get an additional +2 to ranged combat for the duration of this mystery.
Oh, that's...
So
you're not telling me to roll. You're telling me that's my...
No. I mean, why would I make you roll? You're gonna miss a bunch and you're gonna hit a bunch, and over time you get better.
Okay.
That's
+2
the idea of training.
to range. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's for the rest of this mystery, and then next mystery, if we ever get there,
that's fair.
You have to pick something else.
Do I get any advantages for cheeky winks to sailors whilst I'm doing this?
You certainly get something, but I wouldn't call them advantages.
If Fredrik's around, I will not do that.
I mean, I was about to say, you're literally endangering their lives, but sure, go ahead, play. Kappa, remind me what Rollo did for his advantage. I don't have it written down, I think.
Oh, yes. Did I do some... I did some pre-reading, right, in the library?
Okay. And what are you putting your advantage on then?
Learning. Is that good?
Right.
Is that a thing?
That is definitely a thing.
Great.
I do something to not try and get advantage, but just straight up information.
Yes.
Awesome.
What do you do?
I think Fredrik is going to, just to encourage people to communicate with him, he's going to set up a little arm wrestling station where people can bet whether they will win. If not, they see if they can answer a question of his.
I mean, it's easy enough to find people willing to take the bet.
Sure.
But what kind of bets are we talking here? Like, are you throwing dice? Are we having food eating competitions?
Oh, like if they can beat me in arm wrestling, they win.
Arm wrestling.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
There's a little bit of over the top going on here.
Of course.
I mean,
I'm not particularly surprised. I just wanted to hear you say it. Okay, so no, go ahead.
I was gonna engage and be like, if you wanted information, you could just ask.
Where's the fun in that?
See.
And besides, people tend to divulge more when they feel they owe you.
I'm not so illusioned. I know that I can't possibly beat you in test of strength here. Though, if you wish to be humored, I will attempt to do so.
Unless you are fairly well versed in the current geography and land masses of, what is it, Oslo? Is that what the name of
Ösel.
Utsel?
Sure.
Ösel.
Oslo.
Technically, there's an umlaut, so Ösel. But
Ösel.
yeah.
Alright, Ösel.
Of Uzo. Then
Oh, I love playing this with Americans.
the information I seek is not from you. So
Okay. Well,
Nice to not be the one struggling.
I'm struggling because I want to get it right.
No, I appreciate it. I will point out that once you make it clear that the contest is arm wrestling, you lose a number of previously interested people who take a look at your physique. Remember, you basically sat on a man, and they're just like, I need to go coil some fur. However, of course, there are other burly, beefy people aboard this vessel. So you hear some whispering, and then you hear a lot of,
I mean, I'm playing on people's egos here, so.
yeah, no, but they're selecting their champion because it's kind of the crew of the boat versus you at this point because you're the outsider. So they're sort of nominating a man wider than you are, who's perfectly willing to arm wrestle you. So they clear off a crate, and when he smacks down his elbow, we're talking pretty solid wooden crate. It sort of dents in a little and doesn't come quite back up. And he holds out his palm, stares at you, hasn't said a word yet, not entirely convinced he can't speak. Big boy. And I think if you are willing to test your mettle against Victor, I would make this a contested force roll.
Oh, good.
That's what I thought as well.
Oh, boy.
Do you say anything? Is there any trash talking?
No
Victor's
need.
just staring.
See, I just flex. That's my trash talk.
Okay. Like, flex arms, flex pecs. I need a little more here.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
You give the whole the chest bounce, just
Oh yeah.
where you
Very
flex your
Brooklyn
shoulders,
Nine-Nine.
makes your chest just just go.
All right, I'm rolling for Victor.
Oh, dice, don't fail me now.
Come on, dice, fail. You can do it. All right, not bad. I have 2 6s.
I only have 1 6.
So it is close. There is.
Is it possible for me to push it?
Yes. You will take a physical condition.
That's fine.
Okay. Reroll. And the number of success. You're contested. It's not becoming. You need 3.
No.
Okay.
The dice don't like me today.
Please explain to me what this looks like while I go ahead and have a look at your conditions. What happens?
Right, so it starts out as a stalemate. And then, of course, slowly you just see Fredrik's arm waning, going towards the other end. Then, as his hand is about to touch the table, you hear a little... And you just see Fredrik's eyes just widen. He goes, Okay, you win. Here is your money, your prize winnings, good sir. Thank you very much.
So, judging by the little snap, something in your elbow gave way, and or upper or lower arm. How about the condition wounded?
So is that 2 conditions on me?
Just one.
Okay.
For now.
For now.
Yes, the only immediate effect is that your arm is pretty busted right now.
I'm sure he can fight through the pain. He's done it before.
Sure. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
So do I need to go over conditions with you, or do you remember because you're actually the one person who's played this before?
No, I've played before.
Okay, perfect.
Each condition is a -1 to your roll in that
Attribute.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Perfect. What is the rest of you doing while this is going on?
Probably
I'm
watching.
imagining Rollo judging from a distance, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what's happening.
Astrid is going to find Komrik.
Not difficult. Again, small boat.
You look to your left.
Yes. Komrik's out back on the towards the back of the boat, just kind of like watching out into the water. Trying not to be in the way.
Astrid approaches and I say, "Can I bother you for a second?"
You ain't gonna bother me unless I see something that comes through your eyes. So yeah, feel free.
Next time I'll just take your blood and not hold your hand.
Oh, you're serious? Okay.
Yes, sorry.
He lights up a cigarette. He's very confused.
I wanted to apologize for the let's call it situation that arose the other night. I acted quickly without thinking, and I still don't think it's a good idea for you to be near the water, but it is your choice.
Well, I appreciate you letting me make the decisions for myself, but you had a good point, so I will give you that. And some of your concern is based on my past, and some of the things that came across might have been because of me. So you don't need to apologize to me. I feel like I should actually apologize to you for having to see all that death and destruction. I don't know what it means, but I do appreciate you.
I've seen a lot of dark things myself, so it's all good. I acted rashly, and I should have talked to people first. And yes.
Acting rashly is pretty much what I do. So my emotions were high, and so were yours. So no harm, no foul. No one was hurt. Fredrik is a big boy, and he kind of put me back in my place. So maybe I needed that. It's good that we're all on the same side, because I would hate to go up against either one of y'all. I'm not too sure what your abilities mean or what they do, but I think they might be of help, and I think that that's what you were trying to do. So No apologies, please.
Yes, about that music you were hearing.
Yeah.
Have you heard it again?
Anniek, have I heard it again?
Oh, you're not coming through at all.
How about now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes needs a second to wake up again. You have heard it faintly in the distance, but like usually when you're about to fall asleep. So in general, you're questioning whether or not you're hearing it or if you're remembering it.
Well, I do hear it, but I'm not too sure if it's something that I'm actually hearing or if it's just a memory. I did sleep extremely well for which usually doesn't happen. So I don't know what it was that we saw, but it seemed to be like leave me after we talked. So I'm not sure, but it's something I hear all the time.
Did you hear it when you were on land or just since we've been on water?
Just since you've been on the water. Actually, Komrik, while you're here, can you make me a vigilance check?
Yep, sure can. Vigilance is logic, right?
His
2.
constant vigilance.
Oh, 2 6s. Nice.
2 6s. That's a lot of 6s.
2 for 2.
While you're talking about this with Astrid, I don't know if you're facing her or if you're doing the nice Swedish police procedural, both staring out at the ocean while talking, standing next to each other, setup of your scene. But either way, you're on the schooner in the middle of the ocean. There's water everywhere. While you're thinking about how you're going to answer Astrid's questions, while you're mulling over whether or not you're actually hearing that one particular song, or if you're remembering that one particular song, there is a hint of a fishy little tail churning in one of the waves. And by fishy and little, I mean mermaidy and large.
So he's gonna reach in his pocket.
Particularly close.
Okay. Like, could I toss something to it?
Yes.
In that kind of range? So
yes,
I'm gonna.
But you couldn't reach out and grab it.
Right. So I'm gonna reach in my pocket and grab myself one of those tasty treats that I purchased. Some of the candies and maybe like a handful, and not violently toss it out, but kind of like, spread it out, try to get it as close as possible to.
Or like scattering fish food, one could almost say.
Yeah. Sprinkle a little bit here.
Yep.
Is there any reaction?
Just churn a little more and then settle down.
Yeah, the water is not my friend, but I'm trying to learn how to be better at this, understand some of these things that have been happening to me. So now, with a little bit of knowledge, I think we can get through this.
Knowledge normally helps all situations. Unfortunately, I feel like we're a bit knowledge deprived at this point.
I think I should have took a page out of your book and stayed in the library a little bit longer while we were at the castle, but here we are, and I'm just grateful that we are on the same side, and hopeful that we do everything right and come out fixing the situation. All fingers and toes, and we'll be all good. I'm hopeful.
Yeah, if you want to know the truth, I probably spent far too much time reading about gardening while I was in that library. I should have read a little bit more about other things. Kicking myself a little bit. I wasn't expecting to go out the very next morning.
Yes, this is things did spiral very quickly, and here we are, right? So, uh, you know, we'll just keep playing this game and see how things go. It doesn't seem like we're gonna get any kind of looks over his shoulder at the hands, the deck hands, and it doesn't sound like we're gonna get really anything from them about what's going on in this island. But something's a brewing.
Hands are studiously ignoring you.
I say it loud enough for them to hear, which is not hard.
All right. I think that takes us through everything aboard the Letizia so far. The next few days, you have surprisingly good winds. You do occasionally meet some other marine life. It's not all mermaids and tragedy. There's a bunch of dolphins, very adorable. The sun holds, and you arrive on a nice, clear, sunny, windy day, the kind that gets you incredibly sunburned within 10 minutes without you realizing it. And the Letizia docks at Arendsburg Harbor. Kindly requested to vacate the vessel. What do you do? Other than vacating the vessel, that's really not a request.
I was gonna say, definitely vacate the vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of have to. I'm gonna go to the quartermaster, and thank you. I want to thank you for allowing us to board your ship. Hopefully, we can do this again sometime, and hopefully we weren't too much of a hassle for y'all. Is there anything that we should know before we go aboard? Any places that you recommend to stay for travelers like ourselves?
There's only one place to stay unless you want to buy a house.
Okay.
So I suggest you check into the Drunken Sailor Inn before the drunk sailors do. Keep your head down. And I don't know, you can probably hold yourself, but make sure that that little girl that's with you doesn't enter any drinking contests.
I'll do so. And if I see you around, I owe you a drink. So if we see you there.
Oh, I'll be there.
All right.
Eventually. And unless you're actually moving here, probably see you on the way back.
Definitely. Thank you. And then he's going to hightail it off there.
I imagine that Linnea and Fredrik are probably disembarking at the same time.
I mean, wouldn't do for you to carry your own bag.
No, but he could have removed it earlier or later. She will surreptitiously wave at a nearby sailor in a flirty manner, but in
Mm-hmm.
she's trying to be discreet about it, but also absolutely intends for Fredrik to see it.
Fredrik gives the sailor a glare that says, "I dare you."
Linnea has not realized we'll be taking the same boat
no.
back. For the record.
Oh, beautiful. Or staying in the same inn as all these sailors, apparently. Nope, nothing can go wrong with this. You get a number of appreciative looks, regardless of Fredrik's glaring.
My work here is done.
Takes note of all the looks and the
That's lot of
faces
looks.
to those looks.
Lot of looks.
Oh, I know. Pretty sure this
All right.
isn't our first rodeo.
No. All right.
Komrik's gonna try to help Rollo off the boat. Yeah.
I was about to ask Rollo to roll a force check as well, since that is the role you take to endure pain and hardship.
Great. Cool.
No.
I don't have.
But
I don't-
apparently Komrik is helping you.
Yeah,
Okay.
does that help?
So he
does
can
he get
help,
an extra
help.
dice?
Sure.
You can give him an actual help
Okay.
Okay.
action.
I will do that.
All right, great.
All right. So it's really quick. It's the physique and anything that I have, anything else I have in the force skill
Mhm.
Yes.
determines the number of dice.
Your force plus
Yes.
your physique.
Great. And then, am I adding anything for
Do I roll?
for Komrik's assistance?
Yes, which I'm looking right now because again, why learn the rules before you play again?
Yeah, you just play it.
Yeah.
Play it and
We'll
then you
learn on the
find out
go.
when it needs
45.
when you need to, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Possible that Komrik can hinder?
He could also hinder, yes, but that doesn't.
I don't want to do that. He's frail enough as is.
I mean, if you want to like wait a few weeks and then do it and like take his job or something.
Oh gosh.
Not that I want to put ideas in your head.
All right. Well, the initial roll of 3 dice yielded 0 6s. So
Okay. Hang on. Page 45. I got distracted by the idea of
It's
Komrik taking
It's
over
the
Rollo's job. I'm
PDF
sorry. It
45,
was.
not the actual page number.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have the spreads.
Oh.
I don't think it's the
It's
same
plus one.
What's the-
It's plus one
what's
for
the
every person
regular
helping
number?
you. It's page 41.
Just plus 1. So if you have a 5, you can turn it into a 6.
I don't.
Oh.
It's 3, 1, and a 4.
Great. So you are not helped, although
Yeah.
Komrik makes a valiant effort. Please describe to me how this goes terribly wrong for you.
I'll say it's Komrik's helping, but like the pride, like Rollo's pride is kind of getting in the way of this. Like, no.
Smacks me with his cane. Get out of here.
I do not require your help. And then as soon as Komrik turns around, it's like, oh, that was not that tight earlier. And he'll hobble, but like as soon as he leaves, like gets on land, he's like really straining to keep his back straight.
Oh, I almost feel bad for doing this to you, but not really.
It's fine.
Which physical condition would you like?
Well, I'm already exhausted.
Wounded?
Sure, let's say wounded.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh no.
your back is doing very badly.
Yeah.
Anniek, I
It's
forgot to
actually very
ask,
bad.
because Astrid didn't get great sleep on the boat because of the nightmares, am I exhausted as well?
You make a force roll to see if you become exhausted or if you power through on sheer stubbornness.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Good okay or bad okay?
I just didn't realize I got that many. I didn't know I put 5 into my precision, so
Oh nice.
I got A6.
A6. Alright, so you don't get a condition, but you're not feeling great.
Okay.
All right, you have landed in Ahrensburg Harbor. Some of you have disembarked smoothly and are causing trouble. Some of you are hobbling. What's the plan?
I tell everyone about the inn. That's the only one place that we could stay, unless we're gonna purchase a house and have like a satellite castle here for the society. Oh no, that's not a good idea. Okay. I let everybody know.
Yeah.
You can see a very large castle straight up from the harbor. It's Ösel Castle because, why be at all original when naming things? It's a pretty nice looking castle. It's less run down than the one you're living in at the moment. It has a nice moat. It looks very well fortified. It looks like it could still have like a knight in full armor walking around in it. The harbor itself, very typical harbor. There's a lot of people who work with their hands, surrounded by fish and tar and spices and tanning leather and regular livestock. It's fragrant in a way that some of you might not be used to. While you're busy disembarking, they've already started unloading the cargo from your ship. There's local dock workers sort of like bustling to the front to be the ones to get like the day pay. You actually hear a number of different languages. There's German, there's Finnish, there's Swedish. Some of you might pick up some Russian. I don't think any of you know Estonian. But it's just this big hodgepodge of weird languages and accents and activity.
Would I know, is the castle the von Kaiserlings or unrelated?
I mean, no. They live on Castle Park, but they don't own the castle right out.
Oh, okay.
Castle have rentable rooms?
No. Castle's unavailable.
Then straight to the inn to try and get the closest thing to a suite as possible.
It would be most prudent to set up a base of operations first thing.
Okay. Easy enough to find. Just follow the sounds of loud singing and the more pleasant smells of the harbor. Rather than undefined, potentially fresh fish. Like most of it looks fresh enough. At least from this inn, there's also like some bread baking, some cooked food smells rather than the questionable ingredients. It is not particularly busy right now because, again, it is mainly where these sailors who go back and forth stay, and they're still unloading. Dock workers have gone out to try and get some cash. And bustling around, you see Lana. Would you like to introduce your character to the people?
Hello, the people. The music stopped because you stopped it? Yes. Okay, well.
More appropriate music.
Very nice. Well, she's always moving around, always busy. You see quite a tall woman. Beautiful, big, colorful skirts, peasant blouse, curly hair, more up, but and she seems in charge and going around, and when she sees you as a group come in, she turns around and she says, new blood, very welcome in my inn. Are you eating, staying? Do you want a booth?
A little both. Both, please. We require rooms and are quite famished.
Very good. Few rules. No church talk. If you have church talk, you put money in the swear jar. Let me see. Arvid! Hebben we nog een... ja, dat bankje daar, hè? Yes. You can go in Z1. You can sit there with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, gonna be nice. I'll come and bring you bread. Very good. Go sit down.
Thank you very much.
Fredrik
You see a rather flustered-looking man who is being ordered about, dragging a bench near a cozy corner table.
Arvil, just kick the goat. It's been, yes, very much annoying all day. Yes, just kick it. Very good. Don't mind the goats. They're very friendly. Don't let them eat your trousers. Yes? Good.
I think Fredrik would try to give you some extra money, say, for your best room, if possible.
Oh, my room or best room? But thank you. What is your name?
Fredrik, but the one you should be worried about there is Miss Linnea.
Yes, but I was asking about your name, Freddy. Very good. You want a beer, right? Yes, I have the best beer. All the sailors will tell you. A beer for you. Which one is Linnea? Is you
Linnea is
Linnea?
crouched
Yes.
down on the floor, like holding her hand out to. I assume there's an actual goat.
Yes. Don't
There are
feed the goats.
several.
Do not feed the goats. They get enough.
I will say, while you're holding your hand out towards the goat, there's already one sort of behind you, checking your pockets.
Yes. Freddy, you were saying a thing. I need to watch out for people.
No, just provide the best accommodations for the owners.
Of course I will. You are my cherished guests. I will get you a basket of bread because no one goes hungry at Leelo's. That is free, and then I will tell you the specials of the day. Freddy, a beer. Miss Linnea, you also a beer?
Please.
Yes, and the rest of you, beer, no beer. I have goat milk and beer.
Beer.
I'll definitely take a beer, thank you.
Is it 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer, 4 beer?
I will actually take a goat milk.
You want a goat milk beer combo? It's very popular.
Yes.
Oh, Fredrik, please tell me how it
Good.
is. I'm just gonna have the beer, but I would love to know how the combo is.
And this dashing man right here, you want beer, right?
I will have a milk, please. Thank you.
Ah, okay, it's good milk too. Let me just get that for you. And she comes back Oktoberfest style with big things.
Nice. Thick stein.
Big Stein puts them down. Yes, and this is basket of bread.
Slightly soggy because of the beer sloshing.
I'm sorry, still good. You can dip it in your milk too. And you wanted my best room. Are you staying together? I don't judge, or you want different rooms?
I think we'll need a total of at least four rooms.
Ooh, yes. Well, the thing is, I have a beautiful inn up north, but they asked me to fill in because, the innkeeper is sick, so I brought my beer and my goat and go here. And there are only 4 rooms, and 1 is for the captain. I promised him, so he has 3 rooms for you. Is
3
that
rooms.
okay?
That will be fine.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
I will tell the sailors to fuck off and you can have the room. Who wants to hear the specials? Is anybody hungry?
Or I definitely want to hear the specials, yes.
Very good. Nikolai has been peeling potatoes for 3 days because we knew the boat was coming. And are you okay, Anniek? Yes, very good. Okay, I only make a very special northern food. You will love. I have boerenkool met worst, zuurkool met worst. The hot lightning is already sold out, but I also have andijvie stampot. And it's like It's potato mash with different vegetables, and you get sauce and meat with it.
That sounds pretty good.
Oh,
Covered every dish I hate.
I'll
Yes,
definitely take something like that. That's
Okay, well,
that
well,
sounds
there are-
amazing.
There are bits different. We have the boerenkool, where we take the curly cabbage and we steam it, and we put a bit of vinegar in, and then we mash it all together. And we have the zuurkool, which we take the white cabbage and put it in the shed for a couple of weeks, and it gets real sour. It's really nice, real sour and fresh, and we put it through the mashed potatoes with a bit of milk and butter. And we have the hutspot, which is the mashed potatoes, but with the carrots and the onions. And the andijviestompot, we take a kind of thick lettuce and we do that raw through the potatoes. And you get a bit of jus and worst. Which one would you like? Because the hot lightning is with apples, but you know it's already sold out because the kids like that.
Oh, it sounds ever so good. I'm so sad you don't have any.
Maybe tomorrow I'll tell Nikolai to go to
I'd be
the
ever so
apple vineyard.
grateful.
Ik moest ook de geiten vangen.
Of your
Weet
salad.
je moet niet zo zeuren. Wil je
Weet
terug
je,
naar je
ik
moeder?
voel hier niet eens.
Wil je terug naar je moeder?
Nee.
Very good. Anyway. Like, who wants the boerenkool? That's like the curly stamped. Yes, one boerenkool.
I'll take that too. Yeah.
Okay, two boerenkool.
Sounds lovely.
Who wants the sour one we had in the shed for a while?
I'll
Yes.
take a sour one.
Two sour ones. And you want the one with carrots, Linnea?
Oh,
Yes, very good. I'll make yours extra juicy. I'll be back.
Don't make it juicy. What is wrong with you?
There's a saying in my country: no regrets, only concern.
And
Oh my gosh.
boy with
Oh no.
Me.
No.
Layla's breaking up.
She's in the kitchen. She's very busy. Making stampot and hutspot and zuurkool. Oh, I knew she was going to do it, but I didn't expect to have such a visceral reaction to every food my parents tried to make me eat when I was little. Welcome to traditional Dutch cuisine and pity me. So, Leelo is in the kitchen. There is still the occasional swearing in several languages while plates are being plated. But for now, considering you just came off a ship and the sailors, etc., are not quite in yet, this might be the closest thing you have to privacy for at least the next hour. Assuming Leelo doesn't bustle through, because that might happen, but you might want to employ the whole talk while she's away, be quiet when you see her arrive type
We might.
noir sneakiness.
Linnea is going to start by absolutely snarfing on some of that beer-soaked bread.
Yeah.
Authentically soggy.
It's really
Nice.
good though. It's
I
really
will point
good.
out we are talking like craft
I was just
beer
going to
levels
ask
of
like
good
what
beer.
the beer situation was.
No, this is not. This is proper local cloister brewn proper beer. Also, we're talking roughly 8%.
So we're just gonna
How
get
is-
hammered.
I mean,
Yes.
depends on what you're used to. I mean, we live in the Netherlands. Our neighbors are German and Belgians who make beer. We're good. You might get hammered.
Yeah, I will.
How's Astrid's beer milk?
Schiftig.
Great.
But that's what it's supposed to be like.
Okay.
It's beer that you can chew. It's like two things in one. It's perfect.
Wow.
It's sort of like where the beer touches the milk, it does that half curdling thing,
Yeah.
Oh.
which
I've
in
had that
Dutch is
before.
called schiften.
Yeah.
Hang on,
It
I'm
can
going
be
to put
good.
the educational tag on this stream.
Just chew your drink and you're fine. Maybe you should do the
Cultural
content warning for horror.
education. Yes.
Well, it's quite much livelier than I had expected. And
I like
used
her.
to.
Spear is
Yeah,
more solid than expected.
Yes, no, it was quite lovely place. Ooh.
Oh, it is pretty bare bones. Like, it's very much the sailors stay here, they spend all their money on the beer, get a very cheap straw mattress that they don't even feel because they're drunk as fuck,
Rollo.
and then go back.
Linnea's gonna look around at the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Between here and the castle, I just have a few concerns about what you consider like... You know what? Never mind. It's probably fine.
Well, out with it.
You know, there's actually nice places in the world, right? Like, that don't have a layer of grime, that have a little bit of cushioning, that isn't frayed.
Yes. Yes, I do know and
I
miss
mean,
it
to
dearly.
be fair, like, it's hard to have cushioning when you've got goats. Like, oh, look at that one! Oh, they're so cute. Fredrik, could we have a goat, do you think? Like a little baby one. A goatling.
I will
Yeah.
say, in the Drunken Sailor's defense, it is very, very clean. Leelo is doing a lot of cleaning while talking. And as for the goats, there are some lanky teens sort of pressed into service with like a little bucket and a broom that just follow the goats and clean up after them perfectly.
Yes,
It's very-
well,
It's
it
cheap,
is
but it's clean.
it's a very
To be
clean
fair,
space.
the grime...
I has pride in my place. If it is grimy,
Oh no.
Oh no.
If it's grimy, she crashes.
She's so upset. She's so upset at crash.
She's
To be
so
fair, the
upset
grime
her
was
strange
specifically
rose.
directed at the castle. I have no doubt the
Mhm.
drunken
Fair
sailor
enough.
is. That's gonna sound sarcastic, but I mean it genuinely.
Little.
You are.
am I still here?
Yeah, you're still
Yes,
here.
you're back. You're back.
Yeah.
I need to kick my kids off their tablets because they're taking up my bandwidth.
Oh.
This is your moment, Lana. You
I
take that
know.
bandwidth.
I told their daddy to kick them off everything because my internet is puggy.
Airplane mode for everyone.
Right.
Yeah, well. Anyway, you see Leelo going around with a cloth and kicking the teenagers to do their job. So it is clean.
And the castle's only in its current state because, well, really it's too big for the current residents. There's only 3 of us, right?
4?
Permanent residents, yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of in and out of different seekers.
Yeah.
But you're still uncovering like
Yeah.
almost 80% of it.
And the restoration is going slow.
There's not enough people to unearth that much castle. Also, you started off, not you personally, but the society started off very, we're gonna fix the castle. And then it turned out parts of the castle are haunted and or trapped and or just so old and broken they're dangerous. And after a number of unfortunate incidents, a higher number than most regular people would accept, I would like to add, you decided to slow your roll and go on a more room-by-room basis.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't reveal any of that.
That's fair.
But like I said, the life of a seeker is not glamorous for the most part.
So there is a part.
Yes, and Leelo swoops back in with a few plates. Who had the boerenkool?
I
Yes,
think I
yes,
had that
you
too.
had the boerenkool.
Yes.
You had the boerenkool. Yes, Arvid, the rest, please. Yes, the zuurkool for you, and 1 hutspot. Okay, now listen very carefully because it is, you have to do it a certain way to do it like the goede manier. Yes? Yes?
Yeah.
Take
yes.
a spoon, make a little mountain of your mash, and make a little hole in the middle. Yes, everyone? Very good. First time. Oké, Nicolai, geef me even die jus. Yes.
Ik moet toch
It's
die
really-
geitvee vangen, of niet dan?
Klanten, Nicolai, gaan voor. Fijn zo.
Noemen we dit klanten tegenwoordig? Ja? Echt?
Hey, ze betalen. Niet zo, hè?
Hebben ze al betaald? Hebben ze al betaald? Ben je weer vergeten om geld te vragen?
Ik heb al een
Even.
beetje geld, niet zeuren. Het is
Ben je vergeten
gezellig.
om geld te vragen?
En hier. Komt zo. Okay, yes. I have a very pot. Okay, now this is the fun part. I take my shoe and I put it in the hole, and then you have a little volcano.
Wow.
So she puts a big ladle of gravy in all your potato volcanoes,
Oh,
and
As
And
is
then,
tradition, I'm sad to say.
as is tradition, yes, that's
That's
what
so
every Dutch
good.
person does.
I'm so hungry
And you
now.
have your sausage. Yes. And Arvid is coming around for talking about the bill, but you seem like people who know what things cost, so it's fine. And enjoy. I have some salt and pepper if you need, but if you need more jus, just say so. Yes.
Actually, Leelo, I will take one ale, one beer, please.
Yes, very good. You cannot leave my establishment without trying the beer, Okay, so she comes back with a big stein. There you go.
Thank you.
You look
What I-
like you've seen a lot of the world.
Oh, too much of it. Too much of it.
I'm very happy you came to my little corner of it. Always like having a nice view, Eh?
Ooh. I will-
Anyway,
I will sip it
I'm going.
and be extremely appreciative.
Of the beer or of Leelo?
Leelo mostly.
Perfect. Depending on your mental maturity, the sausage is either simply placed on your plate or semi-upright inside the shoe volcano. And as you're figuring out the worst case situation, Arvid does show up with an itemized bill with a Leelo always forgets to talk about money. But here you are. It's a bit of like scrap parchment down. You can have now, half in the morning is fine. Breakfast beer is included. Breakfast food isn't. Leelo's new management, her decree. We're going with it.
I'll pull out the society
I'm
coin
making
purse.
bitches in the morning.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. But yeah, I'll pull out the society coin purse and leave it on the receipt to be picked up later.
Do you tip?
Of course.
Just checking. God. At least it's not your money.
Wait, is tipping a thing? Is tipping a thing back then?
No. But
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I mean, you can always pay extra, but that usually implies you want additional services, which
I see.
Leelo might be willing to provide, or
You mean
arbitrate.
like a turn down service, right?
Sure. Yes, definitely. Turn down team.
What do you mean tipping? The price is on the paper, yes?
This
This is what it costs.
This is insurance in case there's any extra services we may need. We're not sure at the moment.
Okay, but if you need extra service, Arvid, because the money thing, he will tell you what it costs.
Oh, okay.
It's very easy, I say you what it costs, and you give me the money that I ask for.
Okay,
It's very
so
good. It makes things easy.
so I'll just take back the extra for now. Yes.
Well, if you want to leave it for the boys, you know they work very hard. But
then sure, I will
don't
leave it.
spoil them too much because I'll give it to them if they, do the dishes good enough this time. I have to check every plate because those boys, they don't know what clean is.
Leela,
Leelo.
Leelo. Yeah, okay. All right. We were out here for particular reasons, but we heard something about maybe some type of religious zealot out here.
Yes, that is one for the swear jar. Thank you. We don't talk about that asshole in here.
Yes. So
yes,
I'll go ahead and drop something in there.
Thank you. Unless you want to curse him out, that is very okay.
I don't know him myself, but it doesn't seem like anyone really likes this whole situation as is. Is that true?
Well, I don't like it, and anyone who does is not welcome in my tavern.
You can fuck right off.
We definitely don't like it either. Yeah.
Yes, very good, Linnea, was it? How are you enjoying your volcano?
It is
absolutely
very nice? Magical.
It's extremely stodgy and filling, so maybe just what you need after a sea trip.
Goeie bodem.
Yes, we call it like a goeie bodem, like a ground to drink on.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
So proud of my people now. Why do you eat like this so I can drink more later?
Yes.
Leelo, you mentioned you had a tavern in the north. What is it like?
I think she's lost in memory.
Less, Oh, damn it.
No, Busy, you're back. You're moving again. We got pretty.
I'm back? Oh, good. Yes, well,
we got pretty and nice.
Oh, my tavern up north is very pretty, I have a little bit more rooms, better kitchen. It's just nicer, and I brew my beer there. I had to bring my beer all the way here. And I have a little bit few more varieties there because, it's just better, it's prettier.
It's in an
this is a bit smelly with all the fish outside. Yes. I can...
About how far away is it?
It's about... Anniek, hoe ver is het?
als ze paard en wagen pakken... Nou, dacht je...
It's about a day by horse and cart, but it's closed now because I'm here and I brought the boys.
Okay. I was just wondering, you run such a lovely tavern here. I assumed the other one might be just the perfect, neat little tavern.
It is, but you know what? The ship come here, the boys of the ship need to have the stompot. We don't have that much ships, so it's okay for me to come down. Is everybody happy here? Because I have a lot of sailors coming in who need beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're starting to
So
come
happy.
in and demand.
Yeah, you see Leelo just going around throwing bread at everyone, laughing it up with everyone. Everybody, everyone who's been here before knows she likes a bit of a laugh and enjoys it when you compliment her beer. So she's having a good time.
Your poor tavern helpers are going around with little bits of paper, trying desperately to keep track of how much everyone is drinking so they can get a tab later.
Yes, well, we do the thing. You get like a filtje, you put under your beer, and then we put a little tab on it every time you get a refill. And then in the end, you turn in your filtje, and then we know what you drink. And if you don't want beer anymore, you put your filtje on your mug.
That's
so
cool.
we know to stop give it to you.
That's smart.
The education tag is coming in real clutch.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This is very normal in Keulen in Germany.
Yep, and don't try not to order a beer when the vats are almost empty.
A little frothy.
That's
Everything's
one
settled.
issue, yes. Also true. But they're usually trying to be very generous and give you the last bit in a food-shaped glass, if you're lucky.
Yes.
Memories. Some of them very vague. The person to take the second to last sip pays for it, basically. All right. Leelo is completely in her element.
Mhm.
Privacy is not so much a thing anymore because at this point you have to talk quite loudly to even be able to hear each other. But yeah, good food. As much as I personally hate it, it is well prepared, well seasoned. Definitely cabbage and potatoes. Nice craft beer. Goat's milk is what it is. That's very hard to ruin. It's fresh, at least. The beer milk combo, Astrid, is sitting in your stomach a little gurgly. May want to refrain from repeating that experience.
Please enjoy this this moments of relaxation. It's been quite a while since I've had one myself. These are far and few in between. So for the rest of the night, Rollo will maintain he'll just kind of enjoy and just kind of people watch. Something that he doesn't get to do very often.
Well, halfway through the night, you see Leelo pushing out 2 sailors and giving them 2 mugs of what looks like beer. And she says, yes, boys, don't fight in my inn. You know the rules. Go outside. You have your throwaway beers. 10 steps and throw. And whoever gets wettest says to the other one, you were right. I will buy you a real beer. Now go outside because I don't like it here. Go. And a few moments later,
Yep, the door stays open. The 2 men take their beer, walk outside. They stand back to back, and they walk 10 paces in opposite directions while people are chanting, "Give us their beer!" And as soon as they hit their 10th pace, they turn around and they chuck the beer at each other while simultaneously trying to dodge the gush of beer coming from the opposite direction. One of them dodges poorly and gets a nice long splash down the front. And just sort of goes, "You were right and I am sorry, and I will buy you a beer." And they're allowed back in the inn.
Yes, and they come in and everybody gives them applause and says, yes, very good. Okay, now don't do it again, boys. Here, have some more
Lana
bread.
is delighted. She's going to turn to her companions and just, Komrik, Fredrik, this is what you can do next time.
You know, I was exactly thinking that situation through before, and I like that outcome a little bit better.
Myself, I don't see what it resolved at all. I mean, one is just a little wet.
But it's fun, and it's harmless.
Not quite sure that was beer.
Water?
Leelo comes back to your table and starts clearing. Is everybody ready with their volcanoes? Yes, very good.
Oh, yeah.
You want a dessert?
Oh,
Something
please,
sweet?
what are the dessert options?
Well, there are no real options. I only have a fla flip. It is where we take the goat milk, put it next to the cabbage in the shed for a few days, and then it gets all thick and nice. And another part of the goat milk we boil with a bit of sugar, and then we put some jam in the middle, and then you can make a little face with the jam. It's very
How
nice.
much sugar would you say?
Well, just to make it nice and sweet, because you know the geitenmelk, the goat milk we put next to the cabbage in the shed gets nice and tart, and then we make the other part nice and sweet, and then you put a little bit of jam. It's nice.
Like a marionberry, or like a boysenberry, or strawberry.
Well, yes, all the, like, the whatever is rijp. Wat is in de jam dit keer, Nicolai?
Abrikozen? Die gele.
Oh, de yellow
Hebben die
balls
hier?
with the stone.
Groeien die hier?
Yes, sure.
Zeg
Abrikozen.
maar aardbei. Zeg maar gewoon aardbei.
Is die rood of geel, de jam?
Rooiig?
Yes,
En een
it
beetje
is.
pluisjes.
It's like berries. Mixed berries.
I would love one, please.
Please.
Okay, very good.
Anyone else? I feel the society can afford
I'll take one too.
to indulge.
Sure, why not?
Yes, 2 flip. Any more flip?
Fly flip. All right.
3
Very good.
flip. Very good. Freddy, you want a flip?
No, thank you. I think I need to prepare the rooms.
Are you okay? You want me to send one of the boys to show you your room?
Please.
You look a
we
bit
should
sad.
probably discuss
Can I do anything for you? You look sad. In Leelo's place, people need to be happy. What is wrong?
Nothing. It's just.
Well, yes, but you know you are lying because otherwise you would be smiling. But if you don't want to tell Leelo, tell Leelo. It's okay, but no lie to me. I don't like that. You want to go to your room, too many people, too many talkings is fine.
No, I just need to prepare the
Nikolai,
rooms.
send the man to the nice room. Do you need me to prepare anything? What do you need?
Perhaps I'll come ask later.
Okay, it's okay, Freddy. I don't judge whatever you need.
Nikolai is halfway up the stairs at this point and just turns around.
Just follow follow the tall teenager. He is grumpy, but it's not your fault. He's just, teenagers.
Ik ben niet chagrijnig.
Yes, tell that to your mother.
Alright, you get some, again, clean, nicely basic rooms. Again, straw mattresses, nothing particularly fancy, but, and I cannot stress this enough as a plus to this inn, no bugs. And with that surprising revelation, because this is a horror game, and I love throwing bugs at people in horror games, we'll quickly go to break. People can collect themselves. I think some people have a fresh 6-pack of abs from all the laughing I'm seeing. We will return after break, where nothing horrible will continue to happen,
I will take my stuff downstairs.
And see if you get better
Wi-Fi. I will
Wi-Fi.
take my stuff downstairs instead of the attic.
And take those tablets away from them.
I'm sorry. It's never been like this before.
It's okay.
Alright, in that case, because Lana has to walk a number of stairs, let's just say 10 minutes and just assume it's going to be about 15
We'll
anyway.
see you all after break.
Okay?
Sure.
Stretch, hydrate, love. Welcome back, everyone, to a completely clean, wholesome game of Nordic horror. We were not discussing disturbing things. We were talking about food. Just food. Speaking of which, your evening meal has been concluded. Flip served. Lightly fermented. Jam still unspecified. Definitely sweet.
Freddy, was the room to your satisfaction? Do you need anything?
There are only 3 rooms, right?
Yes.
Okay. I made one
4,
up
but
to
one's
be...
taken.
One is for the captain. I'm sorry. You can keep the captain happy. Is there anything you need? Because you still seem a little down. I don't want to pry, but also I do want to pry because maybe I can fix it.
Oh no, I was just hoping to find some information around here.
Well, what do you want to know? I am a beacon of truth.
Are we away from the group or are you with the group?
Well, I came up to you when you came down the stairs.
You're in one of the rooms.
Oh, well, okay. I came up to you to check on you. And
Teenager
also,
is gone.
yes. You know, Freddy, you know the saying is a very important saying. The way the innkeeper is, he trusts his guests. You know, I don't like lying, so just ask me anything. You don't lie to me, I don't lie to you.
Sure. I mean, I've heard there may be word of some sort of crater around the area. That might be
He has about 9 of them. They're all up there.
9. Wonderful.
There is one really big one, though. It's very, very cool.
Have any of them been particularly troubling lately?
Troubling. That word is a bit ambiguous. What's the word? What do you mean by troubling? You know what troubles one person is the other person says, I don't care.
Any particular rumors about one in particular? I guess that's probably a better question.
Rumors?
Yes, I'm I don't know, silly stuff.
Well, they throw some great parties up there.
Or silly things like evil, or I don't know.
No evil, just great parties.
Or creatures. Weird tail things, I don't know.
You know, there are some people living up there, and you know they're a bit to themselves. But you know, if someone can vouch for you, you are a good person. No lying, no alternate motives. Yes, alternate motives. You're very welcome to the parties. That's all I know.
And what kind of parties are these? Do you know?
Good parties, good music, good beer. I deliver the beer.
Okay, just regular parties then. Good to know. Well,
Does this make you happy? Was that the thing you were sad about?
I mean, I'm not sad.
Well, you're not happy.
I mean, I'm amused.
Oh, that is good. That is partly there.
I mean,
how many beers have you had? Maybe you need more. We could do a beer estafette. We haven't done that one since the last boat. Let me see if some sailors are in for that. Jongens, beer estafette. Anniek, you're very silent.
Exactly.
Trying not to shout so loud my neighbors get worried.
Oh, yes. Freddy, this is gonna be fun. I have a inkling you're very good at this.
All right, so people are pulling up tables and benches, and there's 10 seats on every side, and people take their places, and there's 2 teams. So you have to come up with a team name depending on the side you're on. Most of them are utterly ridiculous.
Yes, there's 5 people to a team. There is 5 of you. If one of you wants to bow out, Nikolai, you turned 16, yes?
Sword fall?
Yeah, if they need one, you are on the team. You're gonna be... Okay, the thing is, everybody has a... we don't use the big mugs. We have the littler mugs of beer. Everyone has one. First one drinks it, put it on his head. Next one drinks it, put it on his head. And the first team that finishes has the winning.
But you can't stop drinking your one until the person next to you has it on their head.
Yes.
You're going in a row. It's a relay.
You need to flip it understood down.
Yes. Yes.
Toss it on my head.
This might be a little bit too fast paced for my speed.
Oh,
Nikolai, I'm tagging you in.
Rollo, you look like someone who has had some beer in their time. You can do it. You can also if you don't want to use beer, you can do the goat's milk. But I tell you, it's easier with the beer.
Oh no, it would not sit well with my stomach. Already ate too much. You don't want to see an old man throw up, vomit.
Well, okay,
No.
is good. You be the judge. You
I will
you
judge.
you will judge if someone has actually emptied it before the next one begins. So everybody else is on the team. Yes. What was your name? I haven't got it yet.
Astrid, I was stuck in my sweater, so I missed what the rules were.
Oh, it's very
Sorry.
no problem, Astrid. Very, very easy. Okay, you sit on this side of the table and other team on the other side of the table. Then the first person drinks their beer, put it upside down on their head, then the next one gets to drink. And what first one to finish all the beer has the winning.
All right. Yes.
Good, we have a good evening today. Okay, yes. Freddy, do you want to start or finish?
I guess I can finish.
I bet you can. Okay, Miss Linnea, I think you're a great starter. So you put it there. I will, Nikolai, young and not drink too much, so he can go second. And maybe only 2 rounds, because I have to give him back to his mother one day. And yes, you go there. Oh, sailor boys. Yes, I see that all the deckhands have made a team. What is your team name, deckhands?
We were just gonna go with deckhands.
Yes, and what is your, the thing you call out when you win?
Hijs de zeilen.
Hijs de zeilen, very good. Okay, and you fair strangers, do you have a team name?
What's your team name?
Just for the beer relay, unless you actually want to keep it afterwards. Also,
Team
just
bonding.
while you're thinking about this, I want to point out that Leelo is being incredibly kind by giving you Nikolai, because normally if you're down a person, the person who is first has to run around to the last position and drink twice.
Yes, but you've been very kind.
She's playing
It pays
playing
to be
nice
nice
with
to
you.
people.
You're getting the foreigners version.
Once Nikolai start puking, Freddy has to run.
This is what the tip is for, Freddy.
Anyway, team
That
name
should be our
doesn't
team
matter.
name. Just the tip.
No.
Just the
Oh,
tip,
no.
very good. And what is
Oh,
your
no.
slogan when you call out when I say this is team Just the Tip and their slogan is?
I shouldn't have said it out loud. I'm sorry.
Okay, now.
Phrasing.
It's done now.
It has been noted.
Okay, maybe you can have the slogan if it doesn't stretch it'll tear. Huh?
Oh no!
The
I wish a
content
little
warning one
bit-
more time, Eva.
We'll come back. We'll come back to
I don't think
It's a little bit too far. It's okay.
No regrets, only concern.
How about
Oh, that's a good one.
Ken.
No regrets, only concern.
No regrets, only concern.
I think that's a
Oh,
little
yes.
bit more you. Anyway, okay. Rollo, you have to stand on the head of the table.
Oh,
You're
yes,
going
sure.
to be the master of the ceremonies. And you will say when they have to start.
Okay, both teams ready.
Hands on the table. No touching the beer.
Okay, just want to make sure everyone has the same amount of beer. Okay,
You see, like, some of the deckhands are, like, splashing a little bit of beer from one glass into the next and holding them next to each other, like, evening out the foam. Like, getting as much foam out as possible, because the foam is what makes it hard. So they're just going like this in the beer, getting the foam out. And yes, I
When
have
we
done
have
this.
one
I
very
have
brave
absolutely done
deckhand.
this.
One very brave deckhand who went for the goat milk. Ah.
I'll go.
I will
We can
try
do
and
this.
if that's
Okay.
what deckhands are doing, if it's not cheating, Linnea would also, like, with her presumably clean-ish hands, like, try and get some of the foam out of her glass.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the foam out, it goes down easier. So everyone's like, going like this, getting the foam.
I will point over to Sailor. Ready? Linnea, you ready?
I'm ready.
right, commence.
All right. I will take agility tests.
Oh, this is so great.
Oh no!
I
Rolling
was
fast.
so good at this, people. I'm very
I
good
once
at beer.
did this with, like, in real life, you use chocolate milk if you're not using beer, and I learned real fast that is not a good idea.
Yeah, you want the beer.
You want the beer.
You want
God,
the beer.
Yes.
Puking up chocolate milk is the worst.
Oh God. Like it is
I know, I'm
literally
really
worse
upset with
coming
that
up.
whole concept.
Hang on, I'm rolling for the sailor still. I have 5 rolls to make here.
Y'all, my
Nice.
agility sucks. Oh!
I am just glad
That's
that agility is tied to physique, because otherwise.
Oh man, I had so many dice and not enough
Alright.
sixes.
I had 1 success.
Linnea. If 1 success, you are as fast as the deckhand across from you, who looks a little new as well. They've both clearly put like the green
Bless.
people towards the front. Like you're actually to be a little descriptive, you're actually like drinking the beer. Like there's
Yeah,
several
oh, yeah.
swallows happening. Second person in line, like you take your cup, like on top of your head, and you wait. Second in line.
I think it was Komrik.
Okay.
Komrik.
That was the little boy.
Nikolai.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
The
Nikolai.
little boy.
Yeah, Nikolai.
Nikolai.
Or
Nikolai,
Nikolai.
16. It's legal drinking
Yeah.
age.
No, I meant
Somewhere.
your second in line. Oh yeah, your second line is Nikolai. He
Oh,
rolled
that's
most
nice.
successes because his agility is trash as well. He only had 2 dice,
I
guys,
also
so he's
only
like
had 2
drinking.
dice here.
In his defense, the thing we might not have understood because we were yelling in Dutch, Leelo was checking his age. With a you're 16, right? And there was a sort of as an answer. He's struggling. Like so he's taking, and the sailor across from him is much faster. Flips the cup. Already moves on to the third one. Who's your third?
That will be Komrik.
That would be Komrik. What do
So,
you get?
5 dice, 1 6.
One
I was like, what is going on? Yeah.
You are as fast as the sailor across from you, but he's got a head start because he got to start faster because the one in front of him he done. So we smack. 4th position. Yep. That's more than mine because I only got 2. So
3 sixes?
Astrid somehow
Whoa.
sort of like opens her throat and does the thing where you can just pour through
it down.
rather than
Mm. That's what you're supposed to do.
So it's down to the final 2. Fredrik, what did you get?
5 dice, 3 sixes.
3 sixes. I only had 2.
Yes.
We turned a drinking game into a dice game? That's fucking brilliant. I love it.
Usually it's the other way around.
I know, right? Oh
So
my
as
gosh.
Komrik Fredrik finishes drinking, puts the cup on his head, and as soon as the last cup's on, you can slam them on the table. Rollo points to the winners, and traditionally, this is the part where you throw up your hands and yell your slogan. I won't make you do it because there's delays on Zoom, but there's a whole chorus of no regrets, only concern.
Just the tip wins.
Just the tip wins.
This is amazing. Now, this is a good evening. Now, Freddy, you feel a little better now? Is that a tiny smile I see?
That was fun, and the beer is good. So.
Yes, well,
You-
that's all I'm getting out of you today, huh?
That's
Okay.
that's the most anyone has ever gotten out of him.
You hear it from across the table where the poor
Oh.
sailor who thought this was a good idea with goat's milk has decided it was in fact not a good idea to do this with goat's milk. And Nikolai
Remember,
gets
the
up to
loser
grab them all.
cleans. Well, Nikolai, you were on the winning team. Losing team cleans up the puke.
Hands it to a deckhand.
Aw.
Sits back down. We won't roll for all of them, but history teaches me that you can do this for several hours before you have to tap out. I will let all of you decide how many rounds you wish to participate.
You can make friends with the other one. You can go on a new team. It's all for
yes,
fun.
the teams are not set. Like at some point, there's an all-girls team. Just to try and beat the dudes. Their slogan somehow relates to their boobs.
Yes.
This is delightful.
Fredrik might go for 3 more rounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll let the dice decide. How about that?
I go 5 more rounds.
5 more rounds for Komrik. You die hard. Hey, soldier. I mean...
Linnea also tries
So
to...
what I do. Yeah.
3 more rounds for
I don't know
Linnea.
how well that's going to work out for her because...
So the thing is, even if you're bad at it, people still welcome you on their team because the beers in the beer estafettes are discounted.
Oh.
Heavily discounted.
Ooh.
It is also not the actual best beer. It's a bit
crap.
Right. Yeah.
It's not bad because I don't make bad beer. It's just less interesting.
Astrid tries to convince Linnea to be on the all-girls team with her.
Easily convinced.
Oh, you know what, girls? I will join you on the all-girls team.
Yes.
Leelo will open her top bottom and will stare down her opponent.
I'm gonna assume your slogan is lekker zacht.
Exactly. No, it is the team with the voordelen.
But that's your team name, not the slogan,
Yes.
right?
Oh, that is true. Yes, the team with the front parts and nice and soft.
That's the slogan.
Yes.
I was gonna say the girl team wins just because I want you to.
Yes.
Yeah, also, the sailors don't know what to do with their eyes.
Like
Do
they're
they look at
barely
their
drinking,
beer
they're
and-
just staring.
Yes.
They're heavily distracted.
Komrik would definitely be the judge for that one.
I will point out, Fredrik, if you're looking at people who are looking, like your list is currently as tall as you are.
Noted.
Oh, this is a very good evening. If you want to, you were wanting to give more money than needed, that is good. That can go in the beer fund for the next evening we play this.
Wonderful. Noted. I'll put in more coins into some sort of tip jar or coin
Yes,
fund.
we have the beer estafette fund.
There it is. Sure.
Very good. And I shall make Arvid, the little one who cannot drink yet, put some bread out because we need to re-foundation our foundations. Maybe
Facts.
some cheese.
So I'd say that's why we put the fryer out after the beer estafette. All right. Is there any? Because Rollo, you're not participating.
No.
You did say you were like calmly people watching in a corner, but that was before we knew what the festivities were.
Yeah.
Does that change the rest of your evening?
I mean, not drastically. He's no longer quietly. He's kind of like getting into it and like cheering and like, but very much trying to stay outside of the action. His back. Remember, he is still wounded.
Your back is killing you right now.
Exactly, but
like that wooden booth.
Would I be able to notice
Oh, no.
that sort of discomfort?
You can make an observation check.
Yeah, and I'm not like super hiding it either, especially
I would
after
like
being
to
relaxed.
Make a check too. What do I roll?
Yeah. Oh, I will text you what you roll because you're special.
Ooh.
I don't really have a sheet, so.
You already
I
know
got
she's
one
special.
success.
Well, of course.
All right. Actually, Lana, you don't have to roll. You can tell.
Oh. Okay, I will bring him some pillows. Just discreetly.
Linnea, you would also be able to tell. Again, he's not particularly hiding it, and as someone who's had back problems, there's this shift you do when you're trying to get comfortable without using the muscles in your back to actually shift, because tensing the wrong muscle hurts and you're not sure which muscle is the wrong muscle until you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will discreetly, while everyone's cheering, bring him 2 tiny pillows and a little glass and a little like stoneware jug. Like, now, Mr. Rollo, these are all young and vibrant people, but we know things. You just drink a little bit of this, not too much, but it'll help you sleep and wake up a little bit more limber, yes?
Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. My body's not so used to travel. But I don't want to miss out on all the fun.
Exactly. You just sit here if you need another pillow, and maybe a goat can sit where you put your feet up, yes?
Oh, I don't think it'll come to that, but thank you. And I will adjust the pillows and partake.
And you get like a sweet, very herbally tasting liqueur type thing that tastes like it's good for you, but in a very fun way to drink.
Ooh, I like that.
The festivities are winding down a little bit. A lot of the sailors are well aware that they have to work in the morning, and are, now that all the rooms here are rented, stumbling towards sort of an attached building, which is really more of a stable where the poor teenagers have been throwing down extra piles of straw for them to sleep in, because honestly, you're paying way more than they are. They're just sort of getting gently herded in that direction. Generally, post beer estafette, there's a few extra buckets in there for reasons most of you can figure out. Linnea is probably nice and innocent and doesn't quite realize, but it's so you don't have to mop all the floors. But yeah, things are dying down a little. Rollo is tucked away in your booth, and most of you are really, really drunk at this point, because even though the beer is watered down, it isn't watered down 8%. And also, I know from experience, the fact that you're gulping it makes it worse.
Yeah. And I'm like sweeping out all the sailors and then just start actually sweeping. And it's like when they turn the light on and not like trying to get you out, but it's fine when you sit there, but just don't order anything.
It's when the heavy metal cafe switches to the Disney playlist. Make you so uncomfortable you want to leave.
And I will just go sweep near your table and say, I hope you had a good time. This place is not as fun as it used to be when with the Ösel we don't talk about, but where Leelo is, there is a party, Leelo makes it good. So I hope you have a good time. Maybe some eggs in the morning, some turning bitches, gonna be good.
Leelo, thank you so much. This has been such a good time.
Yes, when you get off a ship for so long, you need like a little bit of a party.
And he's gonna stand up. Can I give you a hug?
Of course you can.
I feel like she's a hugger.
She is a hugger, but she only with consent, so is very good.
There you go.
Get in here.
While Komrik is hugging Leelo, can Astrid, Fredrik, Rollo, and Linnea observation? Roll an observation test. No, actually, make it.
See, I was gonna say Astrid runs forward and hugs Leelo as well.
Also, no,
yeah,
it's entirely
like a
done,
group hug.
While you're doing your group hug, make vigilance rolls.
Vigilance. Okay.
So that's a lot of
Yeah, I
dice.
was all worried, and then I was like, oh, wait.
Oh.
You're too drunk, lady. Sit down.
Linnea's
Come on, this is very
sleepy.
good, yes.
She's just...
What? 2 6.
2 6s?
4
Yeah,
6s.
you didn't
4
drink.
6s. Komrik? You're just hugging.
Co-
You were already
yeah.
hugging. You started the hug. You get nothing.
Yeah.
Astrid?
Astrid got 0 because she was squealing and running towards the hug.
Okay. Fredrik and Rollo, you people talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna send some messages.
Ooh, okay.
Astrid is drunkenly telling Leelo, I like you so much, and you're so fun, and you run such a wonderful inn, and I had so much fun tonight, and you're wonderful and amazing.
This is very good, but make sure you stay in your own bed tonight, because no decisions when you're drunk.
I learned that a long time ago.
Oh, very good. You seem like a smart young lady.
We'll go with that.
Linnea is just like dreamily petting one of the goats and like looking around, like not actually paying attention to anything, just like smiling at like how much fun everyone's having, and like, oh, a hugging party, that's really not really my thing, but good for you. And oh, Rollo's got his pillows that look so cozy, and oh, Fredrik's almost smiling. That's unusual.
Fredrik, well, keeping a watch, was also helping escort the people out, maybe shoving a little harder for the people who looked a little too hard.
I assume that's when he almost smiles.
Freddy,
Yes.
Freddy, this
Yes.
is not your job. I'm like, I am way taller than you are. Just let me do this. Come on, boys, out.
I will point out Leelo is both taller and buffer than Fredrik.
But also
Holy
being
shit!
hugged by multiple people.
Also being
Yes, but we all only started hugging after the sailors went. You think I can show them that I hug people? I would never be stopping. When the sailor boys
now I
know I hug.
rethink like the hug and the dynamic of it. Like my
Right,
head is like, yeah,
right
right.
on the peasant blouse. You are right on the peasant blouse.
As a quite tall Dutch woman, trust me, I have hugged many a person
That's
right there.
I mean, as a person who is from the
About right.
Netherlands and is an average height for my country, who lived in New Zealand for a year, there is no other place for them to hug somehow. They're also short.
this
But
is
you
so
know,
much fun.
it is lekker zacht.
Lekker zacht. Right. Bedtime,
Yes.
my darlings.
Yes.
Bedtime.
Everybody upstairs because I need my
I
beauty
think
sleep.
as Rollo, are you staying downstairs or are you going upstairs?
I will be the last one up.
Linnea would. She's gonna try and be subtle about this, but she would like grab his arm, like, just in like a. Wasn't tonight lovely? I had no idea that we would actually find something so exciting fresh off the boat.
This was
She would,
indeed
like,
a
to help him
treat.
up the stairs. Carefully,
Oh,
but
thank
like
you,
not in
Linnea,
like
you
in
idea.
a friendly way, not in like a, oh, you clearly need help, but like
Yeah.
yes,
More like a company. Yeah.
I mean, I'll point out Linnea went another 3 rounds, so you're sort of
Yeah,
leaning
oh, no,
on
fair.
each other. Going up. Like it's a stable triangle because you're like all leaning equally hard going up.
Like looking at it, we're not quite
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
who's helping who.
No,
Right.
they're just adorably going up the stairs together, and you're kind of hoping they'll be okay. Right, Leelo, once tucked into bed, you can go sleep or prepare.
I will tell Arvi to count the coins and you can sleep in and it's okay.
Hij doet kas.
Top.
Hij is netjes aan het koppen.
Can Fredrik go for a smoke before heading up?
Sure.
It's gonna be outside for a bit.
It is actually pretty quiet outside. This is clearly not an all-night kind of town. This is we already stayed up too late. There's a lot of work in the morning, and we're going to regret some of our choices already. Lights out, sleeping.
Yeah, it's not that late either. They just started
Oh
drinking
no, but
heavily
if you
just
start drinking
after
real
dinner.
early, exactly.
The sailor's work also starts very early.
I mean, it starts around 4 a.m.
Ooh.
Yeesh.
Sorry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
nice
we're
and
not
quiet
working on-
outside. You can
Okay,
see.
so while going for this
many stars.
smoke, I'm going to take a little look around the tavern.
Arvid is still in like around the outside.
Mhm.
Okay. things are being locked up securely, like they're doing their evening rounds. Arvid is in fact counting the money and sighing deeply. Grabs the beer estafette fund and adds it to the pile. Sighs more. There's a few doors going outside, and most of the windows are pretty small. But it's a thick stone building. It's very much designed to keep as much heat in as possible. So it's very squat, very low, very narrow windows. They're all shuttered by now. And it's a thatched roof, but it's heavily tarred against potential fire hazards. Because drunken sailors and open fire, what could possibly go wrong? It's not like we didn't learn from last time.
Does Leelo stay in the inn?
She does.
Closing some hatches and trying to get the goats in their pen and shit.
Yeah, surprise, none of the goats are in their pen right now. There is like a building attached to the inn for the innkeeper, which is not where Leelo is staying because it's not her inn. If you want to sneak off and look through windows, there is a man in there, roughly middle-aged, who has a very heavy splint on one leg, who is trying to sleep despite the fact that he can't even turn over properly.
Okay, well, Fredrik will probably just wait till all the Fredrik will go to his room when everyone else seems to have finished with everything.
Talk to me about how the rooms are divided up.
I'm assuming Astrid and Linnea.
I wouldn't dare assume. You tell me.
If
girls' room, boys' room, and Rollo his own room. Age before beauty kind of thing.
That sounds right to me.
I agree with this.
Works for me.
Okay.
If Fredrik did want to stay with Linnea, Astrid would be like, "That's fine."
Yeah, I feel like Komrik
Fredrik.
just kind of fell into the nearest room. He's barely
Five rounds.
crawling
Linnea
in.
would have,
Yeah.
Fredrik wouldn't dare
Absolutely,
impose
like-
like that.
if it hadn't already been proposed, suggested to Astrid that they share the room.
Okay.
Like you talk Rollo in and they go,
Yeah.
let's room together.
Yeah.
Lekker zacht.
Astrid just goes, "Yes."
Yep. All right. The girls' team stands, or in this case, lies down to sleep. So, Fredrik, once you come back in, the door to Rollo's room is closed, and the door to Astrid and Linnea's room is closed. Komrik walked in, flopped down, left the door halfway open, is already
yeah.
Breaks
asleep.
off the bed, just half of on top of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
barely like took shoes off, and that's
Oh,
where
wow.
it's strapped.
Actually, this happened in the hallway. Like he kicked off the shoes and he's leaning, the door's open, but he's laying in the doorway, half in, half out. His duster has been pulled up over his head, like a blanket over his head, and he's just out.
I mean, you haven't slept in a bed yet this campaign. Why start now?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Fredrik could actually put him in his bed.
Oh,
Or not in his bed, on the bed.
Beautiful. I very much enjoyed a mental picture of you dragging him.
I mean, he's not being graceful or anything about it. It's just like,
right.
No one would assume so.
It's just, he's cleaning a mess at this point.
It wouldn't do for Miss Linnea to trip on him in the morning.
There you go.
Right. In that case, I'm going to assume there are no further nighttime shenanigans. So,
oh, but I'm keeping a close listen for anything weird.
I
Not
generally assume so.
You will hear Leelo snoring.
Also, a bit after you, the captain actually comes and takes his room. Having finally finished unloading and the paperwork and the customs, yada yada yada. So we'll just do the following morning. Kind, gentle harp music plays as you hear. Had nog klaargelegd gisteren of niet? Waar is mijn shit heen? From downstairs as the teenagers, hungover and cranky, return for their morning shift.
Jongens, mot dat met dat praten zo, we hebben klanten.
Ja, hallo, die hebben al betaald, maak me geen fuck maar uit.
Niet zo, hè?
Ben mijn emmer kwijt?
Nee, dat ligt natuurlijk bij de jongens daar, die hebben erin lopen kotsen.
Gadverdamme.
Ik weet het,
Moet die emmer ook nog schoonmaken?
Weet je wat je kan doen? Is je kan zeggen tegen die jongens van joh, je krijgt een koper terug van je kamer, maar je moet wel zelf je emmer schoonmaken. Geld of werk?
Gadverdamme. And walks away.
I will
So
start.
that is the gentle sounds of morning.
I will
Awaken
start
all of
frying
you.
eggs. Many eggs.
Rollo.
Yes.
So, that nice herbal supplement Leelo gave you, it definitely helped.
Was a relaxing bitch.
Until I slept.
Until you sit up.
Until I sit up. Oh.
And then there's this twinge that goes around like your left flank.
Oh, my
To
flank.
like under the shoulder blade.
Oh no.
It's not on me.
That's it.
You tried your hardest, I know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's tender. Okay.
But you can get rid of your exhausted condition.
Ooh, yay.
But the wounded stays.
The wounded stays. Got it.
Yeah, but at least
You're
got to have
no
a
longer
little sleep.
exhausted.
Okay. I will go downstairs. Quietly find find a quiet spot. Just again to people watch, but also to start writing in my notes in a little journal.
Okay.
I will, without saying anything, bring some pillows, a big pot of coffee, and a plate of eggs.
Oh, Leelo, you're a dear. Thank you so much.
It's my job, you know.
As you say this, Leelo, you can see him, like, as he moves to tuck that pillow behind him, you can almost see the muscle spasm and the wince.
Is there anything I know to do besides the herbal stuff?
Well, that is a very good question. How about I read some things and other people tell me when they're getting up?
Rollo will be like, oh, no, just a few days of
We don't talk about it.
slow moving and rest. I'll be fine.
Yeah, sure. No, you have some eating and some coffee and just a little breathing. You know, the low breathing in the belly. It's very good.
Breathing, yes.
Yeah.
And then continue writing.
I go back to the kitchen. Make the turning bitches.
Is there a
Right.
bathhouse or anything like that here? Or?
No. No. Like, if you want to wash, there's like a bowl of cold water, but in general, washing involves a dip in the harbor. Unless you want to actually, like, pay for fresh water to be brought into a bathtub and pay extra to have it heated. But fresh water on a ocean-blocked island is precious commodity, and no one would waste it on something as dumb as washing your body with it.
Sure.
You just, you know, you do a hoerenbadje with a little bit of kloss under the pits.
I don't think that's to you as Lana.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't think we can't say that word.
It is in Dutch, they never know. It is a ladies of the night wash, you know?
Oh.
A
Sure,
little bit under the
sure.
pits.
Just don't repeat the word, and we'll be fine.
That is why I'm not repeating. I am sorry.
Thank you.
So
The thing
Fredrik,
is, if I say the Dutch word, which I would normally say after sorry, that would break the TOS.
I know.
Ah,
I
Because
know.
that translates to something else. I don't know.
Yes, I know.
I will tell you later when we're off the air.
Educational.
So Fredrik will get one of these small bowls of water. I don't know. Maybe put some of the potpourri in it, then knock on Linnea's door and just leave it at the front.
So
Is it a loud knock or a soft knock? Oh, okay.
Just the wake up knock.
Probably being conditioned to that, even after last night, Linnea would probably wake up. Otherwise, she was going to have a bit of a sleep in.
You do wake up,
Yep,
you do have a
that's
headache.
fair. Is Astrid already awake, or did the knock also wake?
Postmarked it.
Astrid is like laying in bed, just like, if I don't move, I don't have to acknowledge the world.
I know that feeling. If I don't move, it doesn't start spinning.
Mood.
Yeah.
Like if I just stay here.
It's when you like try to put one foot out of the bed so you're grounded and then you know where the spinning stops.
I don't know if things are spinning necessarily, just like she doesn't like everything's been so wonderful, she doesn't want it to stop. And
You
she's
don't
like,
want you don't want the world to be real yet.
Yes.
Also been there.
But like I'm sure she's hungover.
Yes, I would assume so.
And she like turns to Linnea and she goes, does he control every aspect of your life? Because I know that's no one else but Fredrik.
I mean, he doesn't control me. He's just doing his job and probably bringing me, I don't know, breakfast or the head of a suitor or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Astrid laughs at that and then goes, oh god,
Oh,
no.
no.
She's like, you want to know what? You're right. I'm sorry. That was mean. I'm hungover. I can be
It's
mean
all right.
when I'm hungover. He seems very helpful and like he has a squishy side. We just haven't found
Maybe
it.
we will one of these days. Who could say?
I'm sure you
Yes.
will find it. Or
Maybe
Leelo. Can we call him Freddy from now on? You can call him Freddy. You should call him Freddy.
I feel like I did as a little girl. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't care for it. You're right. I'm sure I could get away with it. You know,
We're gonna
we
save
are.
this
And I feel like I'm
information.
already pressing things by dragging him along on this whole journey to begin with. But I'm going to keep that in my back pocket, which I probably don't have because I'm a woman in this dubious time frame. But,
Actually, women's fashion used to have these really... Sorry, gonna stop. Pockets used to be a
It's
lot more
not like we're
prevalent.
doing anything plot
did
related
they
this
have
week anyway.
back pockets?
I'm just setting up Leelo as a paragon of virtue before I kill her so it hurts more.
They would have been
Oh,
like
yeah.
a slit in your dress, and they would have been further to the back, but they were like really cool and really big, and you could make them as big as you wanted, and they were awesome. Anyway,
that.
again,
That makes
gotta
me very
stop talking.
Yes, and then she will open the door, eventually.
There is potpourri water ready for you.
She will. I will. Is it like good potpourri, or is it like...
I mean, it was, but it's been a while, and it was on a boat, and potpourri is like dried stuff, so it sort of also collects smells. So it's nice, but the fishy smell is starting
She'll
to
soak a
set in.
cloth and then offer it to Astrid.
It still smells better than you do after 6 rounds. Like, at some point, the thing is about bierrestafette. At some point, you get sloppy. And not everything's gone before it goes up.
Beer is actually good for your hair, but it does leave like flavor.
Fun side note, if you
Yeah.
have blonde highlights, don't rinse your hair with a dark beer. It will strip them. I did not.
I know. Also, the whole thing about using lemon and sunlight to get yourself highlights, true,
Yep.
but also breakage.
They don't mention that.
Educational.
Absolutely.
The more you know.
You're just dipping your hair in some acid, right?
Useful education.
Look,
My
I
curls
would say
always were popping after beer estafette. I mean,
I would say a lot of things about hair, but I just shore mine off after 2 years of bleach, so I cannot say a thing.
don't get me started on curly hair. Anyway, just go on. You smell like beer. Dead beer.
No, she
After
smells like
this,
dead beer, dead flowers, and a little bit of fish.
I start to clean my hair out and my face and my arms and stuff like that.
A lot of your clothes also smell like the stale kind of old beer.
Astrid smells her clothes and just goes, "There's not much I can do about this."
This is true. No one has to press the digitation cantrip because we're not playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I used to have a job cleaning a cafe, and I had to do that in the mornings. I know.
Fun fact, I had
smell
the same job.
I gave it to you, didn't I?
No, I got it from other Anniek.
Oh, yeah, fair. I gave it to her.
And then Astrid's just gonna lay on the bed and be like, "Tell me when you're ready and I'll go downstairs with you."
There is this smell of fried eggs that does this thing where it both makes you incredibly hungry and nauseated.
I don't think I can smell that for too long without...
Butter, so...
I either need to eat it or I need to go away.
Is Linnea's hair a mess?
Yes.
Astrid's gonna offer to
Well,
braid it real quick.
Dexterity check. Oh, it's not the end.
Because she assumes that like Fredrik or someone normally helps
That's
Linnea
so
with
sweet.
that.
I think Linnea is going to accept because it's been a while since like she's had like a friend who would braid her hair. And like friend seems like a strong word at this point because like everything is so weird. But like yeah. So, like she can braid her own hair, but she's absolutely gonna take you up on that.
Considering everyone's status, it is both the best braid ever because it's the first friendly thing in a while. It is definitely not the best braid ever. Like there's a little loop coming out by the side. At some point she pulls the middle section a little too hard, so it gets a little wonky. Which, like, best of intentions, not the greatest execution.
Linnea will not comment on it. Just be thankful.
I'm proud of you.
Character growth.
Character growth.
How prevalent are mirrors?
Not bad. They're not mostly glass, but other polished surfaces, so they're it's less mirror and more reflective surface.
I definitely think it's also way more simple than Linnea could probably do herself. It's just like
it's like we're talking 3 bits of hair and it's braided. It's not French. It's not twist. There's no twist.
Braided like how Astrid does her hair, which is just braided down the back.
Yep, like from the nape of the neck down. Because if you start up here and you have to get to the nape, it gets a little wonky.
Yeah.
Straight down. Yep. All right. Girl bonding. Tell me about the boys' room. Komrik, you awaken in a bed.
I feel like he's actually on the ground. Like midnight, he woke up, or mid-sleep, he woke up and found a bucket in the room and then laid right next to the bucket on the ground, face down.
Hugging the bucket.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the pillow. Yep. He didn't necessarily need it, but he knows this feeling very well, so he gets up and collects himself and
security bucket.
Right. It's so cold on my face. And then he puts puts his boots back on and goes downstairs. It's kind of stumbling still.
Yeah,
Fair
well,
enough.
Leelo will just lead you to a table,
Oh,
put
thank you so
food in
much,
front
Leelo.
of you, and give you like a wet cloth to put on your face.
Oh, this is fantastic. Thank you.
So it's
Water is
okay. You
free.
were good sport.
Oh, yes.
You want some of this? And turning badges is actually the literal translation of the Dutch word ventelteefjes, which is nothing different than French toast. So there's a lot of
I'm
French
sorry, I'm
toast.
still laughing at you. Want some of this?
You want some of this?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He
very good.
starts just picking out.
I
He has
like a
no
man who
manners.
knows his food. You know, the love of a man goes through the stomach.
He picks a piece up and he's like, this is good.
Yeah,
This
very
is good.
good. I make some more.
Fredrik, Miss Linnea has no need of your hair braiding services today. That's been taken care of.
Frederick doesn't
Potpourri
comment.
water has been put down.
Frederick makes no comment, but maybe gives a look. Most of his attention is focused on Leelo.
Is there anything I can do for you, Freddy? You have your coffee, you have your eggs, you have your turning bitches. Anything else you need?
No, breakfast is fine, thank you.
Oh, you're back to your grumpy old self again. Oh, I thought we make some progress. Never mind. You're allowed to be yourself. Just tell me if you need anything.
Sure. He does the thing where he just observes Leelo. He tries to do it discreetly.
Do I have something of you on? Huh? You know, it's not very polite to stare. I have the feeling there is something you want to ask me, Freddy. And you know I might be up for it. You never know.
Oh no, I was just thinking about those parties you mentioned at the craters.
Yes, well, the thing is, Freddy, I don't know you well enough to say that you're a good man to come to the parties yet. But you know, if you get a little bit less of the closed offness, I might be able to tell them you're a good guy and they're allowed. And give you a little note and they let you in, you have a good party. But you have to loosen up a bit.
I'll try to work on that.
Yeah, you look like a man who goes to church. It's not good. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to look like that.
If Astrid hears that, she's gonna raise her glass to that.
Hey, you know she knows what's going on. You have enough food, Astrid?
Yes, thank you.
Good. No, seriously, Freddy, there is something. You have been looking at me and you're just, it is a bit ongemakkelijk.
Oh no, it's just old habits, taking in my surroundings, observing people.
Yes, but it's very much easier just to ask.
No, I have no questions at the moment.
Yeah. There he goes lying again. Very funny. Anyway, we roll with de riemen die we hebben. You're sitting there, you have your food. Linnea, do you like those?
I
You want
do.
some more?
I do. They're very good. I think I should eat a little slower. Are those bells or is it my head?
No. Yes. We don't acknowledge their existence.
Okay.
Better for everyone. Also, if anybody needs it, a tiny beer with breakfast sometimes makes you feel better.
I'll take one of those.
Yes, one tiny breakfast beer
Oh,
for
yeah.
you.
I will take one as well. Thank you.
Not too much, just a little one, just to take the edge off.
Smidge.
I think I'll stick to milk for now.
I wouldn't. I would stick to the coffee because the milk after the drinking. You do what you want, Freddy. You've been doing it all the time. It's fine. Here you have your milk. I will go and feed the sailor boys. I have some stompot left over from last night, and they do love that for breakfast. I bake it up with a little bit of flour, and it makes like a little cook. And then they can take it on the work in a bit of paper. Very nice. Put an egg through, make it a little bit of a cook.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You want one, Rollo? Yes, I will make you one too.
Is there
Sure,
anyone?
sure. Me, myself, in real life, I'm just
know,
like,
I
shit,
know.
I need breakfast food now.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Is
I
there?
want a cinnamon roll so bad right now.
please.
I will yell at Nikolai. Nikolai, ik weet het niet hoor. Ze zijn best gezellig. Maar die ene met die snor, die is me een partij chagrijnig. En hij wil wat van me, maar hij vertelt me niet wat. Wat moet ik nou met die vent?
Ik weer gisteravond
Ja,
dus een rondje buitenom. Even bij iedereen de ramen in te kijken, hè?
ha.
Ik zou hem niet vertrouwen, hè? Even een rondje buitenom terwijl de rest naar bed is.
Dan ga ik nog even een woordje met hem wisselen zo. Want dat is niet hoe we omgaan met elkaar hier. Kan jij nog even zo'n koek bakken? Want volgens mij vond hij de zuurkool lekker.
Koekbakken, is goed.
Fijn zo. I will let you have breakfast and after a while I will say, Freddy, can you help me with something a little bit here?
Sure, I'll be here. I can be of assistance.
Yes, big strong man helping very good. I need
Says
this.
the household broad woman.
Yes, but I have a very big keg of beer that needs to be lifted up.
Check.
So mid-lifting, I say, so Freddy, why were you walking around the tavern looking in every window last night? Mid-lift.
Oh, well, I mean, I need to protect Miss Linnea, make sure everything is secure.
Yes, okay, but the thing is, this is my establishment. And you could have come to me, tell me this woman is very important to me, need her extra protected. I would have walked the rounds with you. I don't like all these secretive stuffs. There's no need. Why don't you trust me? I try to trust you, but it's very hard to trust you when you're being like this. If you need something like extra security, tell me.
Oh,
I have a goose that is a very, very mean motherfucker. If I put that one in front of the door of her room, no one can go there.
yes, no, I do not mess with geese.
Exactly. You should have told me. I thought we were friends. Well, not friends maybe, but friendly. But I feel a little bit... It is like the monkey coming out of the sleeve. You didn't trust me.
No, I understand your concerns. I just...
Yes.
Force of habit.
Okay, well, we put sand over it. It is fine. Next time we see each other, we just tell each other what we need. I asked you last night. You could have told me.
I mean, right now my only concern is for Miss Linnea, and if there's anything I can do to...
Is she like a secret love child or...
Pardon? No.
I don't know. What is your relation?
No, I just make sure she stays safe.
Yes, but why? Do they pay you? Do you just love her very much because of reasons?
Oh, yes, they pay me, but...
Oh, they pay. Because, I have to take Nikolai and Arvid because their mothers, they're just fed up with them. They stay with me, they learn hard work, they go back, I get new teenagers. But
I'm sure you understand, sometimes in life you just make a decision that some people need to be protected.
Exactly! I am exactly the same, Freddy. I protect the people that are important to me with all my heart. That is exactly why I need to be able to trust the people I let in my house. Because this might not be my house, but it's my house now. today is my house. I need to trust the people. That's why the sailors go in the shed, because they're... But you seem like good people.
I try to be.
Okay. So I will help you in any way to make sure she is okay. Make sure she stay away from the sailors because she's a pretty girl, And I don't know, they're fine. But don't go like sneaking around again, okay?
Sure. I guess just to continue up with yesterday's conversation, if you happen to hear any rumors of, I don't know, some tailed creatures or something, I'm sure they're just
Freddy,
folk tales and whatnot.
Freddy, let's be fair. Now you're just fucking with me.
What?
You're fucking with me.
No, I specifically asked yesterday.
You have been looking at me for about 6 hours in total. You have seen something. Just don't be with the cloak and the dagger stuffs. Ask me what you want to ask me.
All right. Do you have a tail?
Yes. Is that a problem?
You tell me.
I don't think it's a problem. The people in this village mostly don't think it's a problem. My people have been here for as long as the other people have been here. We live together, we help each other, we make sure nothing fucks with that, but then the fucking church fucks up with everything. As you say, we protect the people we love. The church fuck with my people I love. Yes, I have a tail. Are you going to do something about it, or are we going to have some more breakfast? Because I don't see problem with my tail.
I only act if there's a problem that needs to be corrected. And
oh yes, there is a very big problem. It's a priest. He is over there in that fucking church that is making all the fucking sounds. And he needs to leave our village alone because before he came here, it was all fine. We were living together, side by side, very good.
So I'm guessing he's the one who convinced some of the families around here that demon possessions and exorcisms are a thing.
There is no such thing as demon possessions. I mean, it's not... Things may be different, but that always has a reason, and it's never without cause. And it can always be rectified if people just stay honest.
Wait for Fredrik and Leelo for a second. Astrid, Rollo, Komrik, and Lana, you are still... did you pick the same booth as yesterday?
Yeah.
The comfy one with the pillows?
Yeah, it's a good booth.
Good booth. A little small. Fredrik and Leelo are, lifting a keg for a surprisingly long time. And as they're doing that, you are approached by someone who can most kindly be described as scrawny. Especially now that you've been around Fredrik and Leelo for a day. This is a very narrow person. And he walks up to your booth and goes, "Hello, my name is Teet. And he executes this terrible bow. That is clearly, he's trying so hard, but it's terrible. He falters halfway through and then remembers that he's supposed to come back up. I am the von Kaiserlings valet, and I am here to either take you to the castle. No, not the castle. The residence, which is at Castle Park. I'm new here, I'm very sorry. Or the sanatorium. And that's where we'll end tonight's session. While you wonder where you need to go.
Oh, I want to keep explain.
I mean, you're welcome back next week, but there won't be a lot of people at the inn, probably. How about the week after? How about just stay forever? No.
Yeah, right.
I may have rewatched Mulan.
Can
again
Leelo
as
just
well.
come with us?
I am available next week because we haven't finished our conversation.
She's going camping at some point, so she'll be out.
I see.
Because
Keep in August,
camping.
it's fine. It's art camp. Just let me go.
Still
It's
camping.
fine.
Right, my opinions on camping aside, let us go around and tell people who we are in real life, where they can find us, any cool shit we have coming up, and then your favorite part of tonight's game. And you cannot simply say Leelo. We need specifics. Specifics. I'm pretty sure we started with Baker, so we're just gonna go there again.
Hi, my name's Baker. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Minneapolis Baker, Minneapolis_Baker. I just post a lot of pictures of food. I am only ever here for ever. And my favorite part of the game would be the hug with Leelo, because I really like how motherly Leelo is to everyone in her tavern, and it makes me really happy.
Thank you very much. You all shifted positions in Zoom, so I'm not entirely sure who went next, but I think it was Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael at Michael Sandoval on Twitter and Instagram. I do some art, I do some food, I do some things. Mainly here on this channel, on Eva's channel. On Saturdays, we have Horizon's Call, and I play Proximus Midnight, a very dark paladin. So, who's going even darker? It's great. And then right here on Sundays. So my favorite part was definitely, I mean, it was everything in the bar. Leelo, oh, so just great. And the group hug was great. So I needed that for my soul in my real life. I need that hug.
All right.
Hello. My name is Christian. I go by Kappa in most online spaces. You can find me on Twitter at the Kappa Chris. And Wednesday nights you can you can find me on Kevin Kudo's channel for Revenge of the Crits, a D&D game skinned for the Star Wars universe set in between episodes 2 and 3. That's a lot of fun. I'm also in Roads Uncharted, an actual play podcast set in the Genesis system in our own homebrew world. So anywhere you can find your favorite podcast, we update every Friday afternoon, evenings. It's great. It's a lot of fun. And I'm also here to announce Friends Who Roll Dice products. The next stream in this series for Friends Who Roll Dice, raising money for Pride stuff for the month of Pride, is going to be Visigoths on the 23rd at 8 p.m. EST. So catch that on the Friends Who Roll Dice Twitch channel. Other than that, I announce all the other projects that I'm in on Twitter. So at the Kappa Chris on Twitter. Favorite part?
Favorite moments.
Yeah, favorite part. Oh man. I really like the food, like describing all the food. Lana, you do a really good job of describing what things are and getting us really hungry. Like during the break, I think like 3 or 4 of us needed to go get like snacks and food and stuff because of it. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you for being part of this, and I can't wait to do more.
Wilde.
Yes, hello. I am Wilde at Wild Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. Aside from here, you can find me on Saturdays on channel Otherdoc. We have just come off of hiatus for Invisible Sun. Well, I am playing Chanteneau. They are a what is it? Anyways, they declare like splinter into fragments. They've just happened to start a relationship with the concept of murder and just learned that there is the actual living embodiment of the concept of danger around. So who knows? Possible love triangle.
I need to go guest again because you weren't there last time I guested on Other Dogs Invisible.
No, I'm so
and I think
sad.
you and my murderous beauty queen, they'd be great together.
Oh yes, and my favorite parts. I guess it'd have to be Leelo just calling Fredrik out, not letting him pull his shit.
Speaking of, Lana.
Unmute. Yes, well, my name is Lana. My Instagram and Twitter name are unpronounceable in English, so I'll just hold it up.
There's
That's
also a chat
it.
command for people who want to click it. It's in chat.
You know, on Instagram I put my illustrations and line-out prints, and on Twitter I'm a fat queer leftist tweeter who's angry at everything. Whatever's your thing. You can find me whenever Anniek needs an emotional sport player because I'm crap at getting into games, but she always gets me in and everybody always seems to like it, so yay. That's good. And my favorite part, I am so glad everyone was so game for just going with my shit and not cracking at my extremely bad English, which I enjoyed very much. So
it hurt. It hurt.
Me too. It hurts me to use
so
it
bad.
because, you know, I usually talk English more like this. I'm actually quite good. But so it was really fun to pull out my bad Dutch English. Yeah, Stinkolengels. So that was my favorite part. So just you all saying yes and thank you.
I think that leaves me. My name is Anniek. You can find me on Twitter at Anniekster. I do art, and there's also a fair amount of political leftist retweeting bullshit because, you know, Dutch. I'm here every Sunday. For the foreseeable future, because at this pace, the mystery is going to last until 2023, which I'm okay with. You don't know what you signed up for yet. Here we are. Depending on things that happen and schedules, and Eva being an angel who's going to find me more players, I will be on Eva's channel more often, running a selection of weird horror games that we keep buying for each other somehow. So I have this like library of indie horror shit we need to try. So we're going to be looking at dates and players, and I'm going to try and make more people scared. And I'm very excited about it. What is not scary is that I'm going to be in a Ryutama game Wednesday the 30th. I'm TBD, judging by the group chat. But I get to be a player, and I get to be adorable, and it's going to be amazing. We're on the Knights of the Bantam. And as soon as I know a time, I will tweet it. But I already got to make a farmer, so I have a gazillion animals, and none of them are my favorite part. It was just really good. I just really like the feeling of joy and hope, because that means that there is something for me to trample on next week. Exactly. It's the roller coaster that's just going slowly moving up, and I love it so much, and I'm excited for all of this. I am also happy with Komrik feeding candy to the mermaid. That was a good choice. That was well done. Eva, you wanna round it all out?
I suppose I could.
Close us out?
Hello, I'm Eva. This is my channel. It is a joy to be able to host such games as this. Our Nordic horror, that was basically just a drinking session. It was educational.
It was educational.
Team bonding. Yep.
It's important for you to care about each other before I start dropping you, or there won't be an emotional impact.
And
You're right.
And as I think any fan of the genre knows, like it's now that anticipatory dread because we're having so much fun, and that means we're on the high part, and it's gonna drop at some point. Anyway. I am very pleased to announce that Thursday, we're doing a kind of a last minute run of Nova, which is like a mech TTRPG one shot. And it's going to be GM'd by the creator, Spencer Campbell. It is currently live on Kickstarter. So very excited for that. A lot of action with Kappa. If you couldn't tell by the
Hello.
remembering gasp.
I'm in that game.
So, yes. And then Saturday the 26th, and I think that means July 10th, we will be wrapping up City of Shadows. Other than that, it's the usual every Saturday Horizons Call. This week we're doing a prequel, Linny and Friends, with some special guests, one of whom is not such a surprise and is currently in chat. Hi, Kayla. And then every Sunday for the foreseeable future until Anniek says we're done. Song of the Falling Star. And I think that's it for me. I'm probably missing something super important.
So fun fact, the book of Vaesen says, all right, so one mystery will be roughly 4 sessions of 3 hours. And I was like, have you assholes met me? I can't even do 10 candles in 3 hours.
And to be fair, 10 candles in 3 hours is very hard to do.
I do it in 6 because I like the slow burn, literally. But also, why? Like, we haven't actually started a mystery yet, and we're 9 hours in.
We hinted at the mystery. I think that's...
You've met the mystery.
I was just going to say we met goats. Are goats the mystery?
Maybe Leelo is the mystery.
I just want to protect.
I am an open book. I mean...
A book with a tail.
If this book murders
yes, but just
me,
ask about the bloody...
I will thank her.
I would never. Well, don't fuck me over, but if you know fuck me over, I know fuck you over. It's very easy.
It's
All the
very
fucking open is
easy.
consensual.
Well, I think she's a bit young for me, but okay.
I already knew you liked them a little older, but you know, and go on adventure. It's an adventure game.
Team building. All right.
All right. Team building. Oof. No. That's not the kind of team building. Remember the TOS thing?
Right.
How about no?
Right. All right. We are...
How about we just pick this up next week? We'll be down a Kappa, and we will be down a baker.
Yes, because the Kappa, I told the Rollo that I have a cousin who's very good with the acupressure.
Oh, heck yes.
And I really thought he should go there, have some goat's walk on his back, just a few days feel better.
At which point Astrid is probably lured along because
Goat's walk.
there's a tiny library as well.
We'll see them for a while.
Oh, nope.
We are
See
dead.
them
Okay.
at some point. All right. But yeah. And did you remember if you forgot anything, Aoife?
Yep.
This is the longest outro ever.
Take
We just
care,
got
right?
we just got rated too.
Hello. Yeah. Look, we have 7 people to outro. Okay.
Take care, friends. We will see you later. And yeah, be kind to yourselves.